I tell you what happened to a friend of mine up home the other day. He's just a young minister starting out in a ministry, and they had a death in the church, and the pastor took ill, and he asked this young man, he said, if you would, he said, I've got another fellow that's going to preach at the funeral service, but if you don't care, tomorrow morning at 10:30, would you go to the cemetery and just do what you feel like doing there for the family? He said, sure will, Reverend, I'll do that. So the young man got up the next morning, he got dressed, started out in his car, and he happened to realize the pastor never told him where the cemetery was at. He said, I don't know where in the world is the cemetery. I don't even remember him telling me the name of it. He said, I'll just drive around and see if I can see a crowd or anything. He drove around, it's 15 after 11. He said, Line, I've done messed up now. They've all gathered and left maybe. Come around the curve, went up the hill, and there was a backhoe on the hill up there, and two guys sitting up there. He said, I bet that's where it was at. Well, he said, even though the family's gone, I'll go up there and do what I told him I would. So he went up there and he spoke to those guys as he went through the gate, walked up to the hole and read some scripture and said a prayer. And he come back out and said, you fellas have a nice day. One of them said, Roy, you know, of all the time we've been putting in septic tanks, that's the first time. Septic tanks for 30 years. They said they believe it's the first time they ever had that happen. Oh my. Well, I guess we better move along, can't we? I'll tell you, it's good to be here. Are you having a good time? Well, I don't want to spoil it for you. Good time. Let's get down in B flat, if you don't care. And it may not be right on pitch when we start, but it'll be flat when we get done with it. Oh, you know, Don Reno's song we have recorded and been recorded a long time and by different artists, but we always loved the song. And we thought we'd try our luck at it, so I hope you like the way we do Mother's Bible.